Yay, let's go
Hi
live!
guys, we're live and I'm a PNG still. Because I'm feeling particularly lazy. And I don't want to set up VTuber Studio. So we're playing multiplayer plastic duck simulator.
Yes. I'm alive again with friends. I told you I'd resurrect momentarily.
I love Turtle.
I don't stay dead forever.
Anyway, if you're wondering,
Not yet, anyways.
don't do that. Don't throw stuff at the ducks. Oh my god, no. What did the ducks do to deserve that?
So as you can tell, this was one of those, we got together, we started talking, and we were like, I don't want to do anything tonight. So we watch ducks and relax and chat.
Yeah, we chat with you and all of you, and I get to spill the tea on all the stuffs that have been happening lately. Oh, Jesus Christ, love channel.
What's better to do than talk ducks?
Yeah, talk about.
What is better to do than talk ducks? Ducks are awesome. This is really needs to stop fucking. Get rid of that.
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Huh?
I guess
Here.
I guess it's my time to talk about how, wow, the Niji-Sanji shit that's going down. Oh, dang. What the fuck?
So, for those of us who are unfamiliar with who Niji is, because I know I mispronounced that, even though you just said it, what is it exactly?
It's a VTuber company that started in Japan.
Okay.
How many throw 20 items can I do in a row? I don't know. How many points do you have? I don't think I have a limit on it. You can just keep throwing.
What does this one do?
Just as the yeet sound effect.
Oh, I didn't hear no. Alright, I don't have your sounds on, so I didn't hear it.
Yeah, if my game's not going, then if you're not listening to my stream, you're not going to hear the yeet.
No.
Thank you for the applause. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So yeah, Niji-Sanji is a VTuber. I have almost 200k points. Yes, you should spend all those 200k points on throwing things and not on trying to save to make me drink water for real.
Drop my chopstick.
So yeah, Niji-Sanji, VTuber company. They basically, in the last week or so, they have speed run how to make your company lose all its stocks.
Literally.
Yeah, watch it drop. Watch all these people. Now I'm gonna save over 2 million points. Okay. You're saying what's? Oh, you're saving up to drink water for real, huh? I told you that one doesn't work. That one you can bring a bitch to water, but you can't make her drink.
You know, if you're all patient enough, she will eventually drink water. You don't need to necessarily spend points for that.
Mm-hmm. Bonk. Thank you for the bonk.
Bonk.
But yeah, so Niji-Sanji's stocks are just dropping. But things are getting slightly worse since rats are getting involved now. As per usual, once the rats smell a company is failing, they're there to collect all the tidbit information and release it to the internet, which may or may not be true. And if some of the stuff that they've written down is true, then oh boy, do I not feel bad for the streamers. Oh boy, do I not feel bad for the streamers. I said before I would redeem it at the start of every stream.
Her water levels left her. So there's no such thing as water for her.
Yeah. I don't like water. Water is kind of just lame.
Water is necessary.
I don't need it.
Water is life.
I do not need it. I can survive without it. I bet.
Go for it.
Alright, guys. If I die in 7 days, well, that's just... I wasn't able to beat... I wasn't even able to beat nature. Okay, so anyway.
That's why she's a PNG here. She drank no water.
I drank no water. I lost all of my movement.
Well,
I
she's
discovered
moving on my
this
screen.
emote,
She's
and I love
wiggling.
that emote. That is a very cute emote.
You're wiggling back and forth on my stream,
Yeah.
so...
I wiggle
So
there.
she's a GIF slash GIF
I'm a
slash
GIF.
however you want to say it.
According to Frederick Jiff, it's pronounced Jiff. I don't know his real name. I just know that it's based off his name.
No, it's pronounced Greg.
Greg.
Greg. I like that better. She's a Greg.
Yeah, I'm a Greg. Okay, can we get a hashtag movement to change Jiff?
The Greg.
Change Jiff to Greg. That's the best idea we've come up with yet. Someone make a note of that or click this. I don't know. Hashtag gift to Greg. Yeah. Charlie wiggling because too much water needs to pee pee. Yeah, probably. But I can only do it like at certain times of the day in the neighbor's yard. What? Anyway. That's a dog joke if you don't get it, because the dogs... Why pee in your own yard when you can pee in everyone else's and mark your territory? Isn't that right, buddy? He's out cold. He's not gonna respond. Aw, my poor precious baby. He's tired because he had to go to the groomers today. Oh, his eyes open now. Hi, baby. Hi. He's like, what the fuck, Mom?
So what is going on with that Nijisagi drama? I read a little bit of it.
Well,
Like, from my understanding, somebody got fired for very, very, very stupid reasons, and
oh
It
no,
goes
it's
far
worse.
beyond
It's
that.
worse. It's worse than
being
that.
rolled from there.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. Nijisaji, it's like, oh, you tried to KYS? Well, you're fired, and it's all your fault. Is basically what it could be summed up to what the company is basically doing. Of course, Japanese companies suck in general. Also, the laws for Japanese companies suck in general. For the fact that they can sue anyone for defamation.
Yeah, their defamation laws are stupid.
Yeah. Even if it's true, you still defame them, therefore you are still in the wrong. They need to vote on to fix that, because I don't think that's right. That should be a thing that should exist anyway. However, a lot of people was like, well, if they have to sue them for defamation, then Doki can get them back for all the things that they did wrong, because it is unlawful in both Canada and and Japan to just fire someone with only 2 minutes notice. So, especially if they are in the hospital. I don't know if she was still in the hospital at the time, but I wouldn't doubt it if she was still in the hospital, because I know when you do stuff like that, you usually spend under watch for a very long time.
Yep. At least 2 weeks.
And this is Canada we're talking about, so it could have been, she could have been at least because according to her, it was actually not just one attempt. It was
Yeah,
two
like-
attempts. So, if she was there for a month plus, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Luckily,
I didn't know it went that
luckily
far.
she's trying to avoid all her problems by streaming constantly. I hope she's taking good care of herself outside of that, but I guess if the streaming helps, go for it, girl. Of course, Ninja Sanji's not letting this go. Oh boy.
Oh no, they doubled down on it from what I read.
Yeah, they doubled down.
No, they quadrupled down.
They quadrupled down.
down.
They even got, but I would like to say, if facts coming out about how actually the talents are also involved heavily in the managerial department, like the rats have let out and said, then, as my brother likes to say, it's like, well, you should take everything with a grain of salt that they say. A lot of the times, usually the stuff they bring out is correct. So, if that information they posted is correct, then no, I don't feel bad for Selene. Not Selene. I mean, the other one, Alira. I don't feel bad for Alira. I'm sorry, they're twins in Niji Sanji lore, or at least half-sisters, something like that. So I got their names confused back when they were in Niji Sanji. I just call her Doki now, so I don't even care about her whole thing. I didn't watch Niji Sanji. I always thought there was something off with Niji Sanji. I never liked the fact that there's like, oh, here's 5 waves of people in 1 year. Unlike Hololive, that at least does 1 wave a year instead. Well, not a year, they do generations. But at least they give a year before they release another group of characters. I don't know what else to call it except for that.
I didn't even know this company's existence until you started talking about it.
Well, it's crazy about how even Asmongold covered this situation because how bad it got. Who he doesn't even know anything about VTuber companies.
Yeah, but doesn't he cover anything that like blows up or?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it blew up big enough for Asmongold to talk about it. But once Charlie covered it, then you know, oh boy, you guys done fuck now. Once Moist Critical throws his hat in the ring, you know you're in trouble.
Trying to remember exactly what his name was. I knew the guy, but his name wasn't popping into my head for some reason.
White t-shirt.
White t-shirt,
blonde hair.
yeah, Moist Critical.
Hair, beard.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the most insane sexual innuendos.
He's like, Niji
They're not even
Sanji.
really, they're not even really innuendos. He just like flat out says like the craziest sexual stuff, and it's always funny.
Yeah. Especially because he always says such deadpan way that either like
Yeah.
And he's like, Niji Sanji just can't be anything else like a Voltorb that just doesn't stop using Explode.
He's a master of similes. That's what it is.
Yeah. But they were doomed the second that Charlie said something. And I'm like, well, I guess this is it. Maybe at least the whole English honestly, if I read what I read, dang, the English branch does need to be shut down because they're bad. They're bad. And I hope people start to see these livers for what they are. Good for all the people who also do not take the shit the liver said. It's like, I don't care if they're held at gunpoint. The fact that you betrayed and are talking shit about someone who was supposedly your friend to save face for a company, that's what I have issues with. And what's hilarious is it's like...
I read all of it, and it just... what I gathered made me sick to my stomach.
It was. It's
and
terrible.
Hearing you now describe it to me makes it even worse.
It is. It's really, really,
I
it's
wasn't
a really,
even-
really bad situation.
I wasn't even aware I went as far as KYS territory.
Yep.
So you just now said it.
Yeah.
So that's fucked.
Yeah, it's very, very fucked up. I'm so happy it was a failed attempt. Like,
Most people usually are.
like, I know, but it's like, I'm really, really happy because she's such a sweetheart. Like, I don't even watch Niji Sanji, but the few things that I have seen of, because Solen was the more popular of the group, but what I read, it makes sense why she was being harassed, because she was the most popular person of the group. And they were going out of their way to not include her in things. Because, as they also mentioned, several of the members were nepotism hires. If things
That's
turn out to be
every
true.
company on the planet, though.
Yeah, no, but this is, like, weird for an agency, though. Like, sure, there are a few people who knew each other from, like, streaming and stuff like that, but for corpo VTubers, usually there's only, like, one or two who would know each other from before they started. And that's about it. It's weird for that. It wasn't once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times that several people knew each other from before Niji Sanji English. Nepo babies, like Muppet babies. Yes, but even more fucked up than Muppet babies, if that's even possible.
I was trying to remember the friggin' Muppet Babies theme song to put the Nepo Babies, and the one that popped into my head was Gummy Bears, and I was like, no, that's not right.
I think that's something completely different.
That is a completely different song. You are
Yeah.
correct on that one. I will have to listen to not the Gummy Bears. I know the Gummy Bears one, apparently. I'm singing it in my head right now. I got to listen to Muppet Babies song later.
Mm.
I don't want to listen to it on stream. I got ducks.
That Madam
rather
Web
watch the
lady is
ducks.
also a Nepo baby. What the time?
Madam
I heard
Web.
that movie was horrible.
Mm. Well,
Now, I'm not that familiar with Spider-Man lore, or Marvel lore for that matter. But
Spider.
was Madam
okay.
Web really popular enough
No!
to warrant her own movie?
No, she is not. Many of the offshoots
That
of Spider-Man
Sony
are not popular.
has to do what it can in order to milk everything it can get out of its Spider-Man license.
Eh. Now I'm thinking about the Spider-Man movies. What haven't they done yet?
They could do
a
anything
popular
else.
character
They
they
could
can
literally
do.
do anything else. And it would probably
More
be
than
more
likely.
popular than Madam Web. Not going to be on lie. Neither are Morbius, Craven, or El Muerto.
Well, I knew who Morbius and Craven
I
were
didn't even know Morbius was
For-
linked to Spider-Man.
before the animated series in the 90s. I knew who they were.
Mhm.
But I didn't know who Madam Web was until the animated series in the 90s, so... And even then, she didn't come across as a character that deserved her own goddamn movie.
Look, the Spider-Man offshoot people should only be around for things related to the Spider-Verse. They should not be around and have their own stuff. I'm sorry. They're just not that interesting or care. I'm sorry, guys. As much as I like Miles Morales, really, honestly, I don't think he's interesting enough to stand on his own.
I can accept a Venom movie, provided they were done well. I think Venom's strong enough to stand on his own in his own movie. Again, provided it was done well.
Because listen, this is not me hating on Miles Morales. I still think he's a really well-written character in the movies. I must preface in the movies because I've seen some of the comics, and it's not that great. The interesting thing about Miles Morales in the movies in general is the fact that he is an offshoot of a multiverse of Spider-Mans. He literally can't stand on his own because that's the most interesting point of his character.
He is the star of an inferior Spider-Man game.
No.
I didn't care for the Miles Morales Spider-Man game as much as I did the first one. A lot of the new gameplay mechanics, like
canceled.
the frickin' Venom frickin' powers or whatever they were shoehorned.
Mm-hmm. He hinges on Peter's existence. Yep, yes. That's why I'm just saying it's like Miles Morales can't stand on his own, and he needs to be involved in stuff with regular Spider-Man to make him interesting.
Just don't.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Outside of the game, I just don't know enough about him to give an opinion. My friend says he's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. He's
No,
a
there's
good
nothing
character.
wrong with him. He's a good character. He's the thing. But like I said, he hinges on Peter's existence. So, like, there's nothing wrong with that. It shows that someone can be a main character by being related to, like, the other main characters in a way. It's just the other guy needs to be around in order for it to work, so to speak.
I'm trying to think of another character that... Well, there's several characters that are different versions of the same superhero. I don't know why I'm trying to think about it. I think every superhero has an alternate version of themselves at this point.
Yeah. Also,
That's what the multiverse is.
Yeah. Can I say that for Captain America, it's so discouraging to see that they did that to a character.
I don't know what they did.
My brain farted for that. I'm gonna call him by his original name because it's stupid that they made him Captain America. They made Falcon Captain America, and I'm like, why would you take a guy who was a character, who was an original character who stood out on his own, and then make him Captain America? Why would you do this?
So they could do Secret War and make Cap a secret Nazi, except not.
Like, there are other people who could talk about this better than me, but there's, like, been a couple of YouTubers who've talked about it. It's like, you've taken the character who originally existed as a black character and then turned him into an offshoot of Captain America. This is a downgrade. This is, no matter how you look at it, this is a downgrade. Why would you do this? Oh, they all switched identities at some point.
They all switched identities at some point.
Yeah. I just think for the movies, it doesn't. Wouldn't it make more sense for Bucky to have been Captain America?
I stopped watching MCU stuff pretty much after the first Avengers
It's
movie.
fine.
so-
After Endgame, I'm done. It's too confusing. Everything's been boring after that. Except, I guess, Spider-Man, but even that was only cool because they got all the actors from the previous Spider-Mans, so...
I didn't even make it to Endgame.
I guess this is the I'm gonna get canceled stream because someone's gonna take offense to what I say.
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah, I figured at some point this would happen, you know? So, whatever. There's been 2 Spider-Man films since Endgame. There have?
There's been 2 Spider-Man films since Endgame.
See, I completely forgot about the one where Peter was just being an emo boy for most of the movie.
That was before Endgame.
Because I was born during that movie.
No, it wasn't.
Spider-Man 3?
No,
No,
she's talking about Far From Home.
That
Oh.
movie was boring, and I forgot everything about it.
I think emo Peter Parker. I think Spider-Man 3. When he had the Venom symbiote
No,
and
that's
he parted his
the
hair to
third
the
part. I'm
left.
talking about the recent Spider-Mans, dum-dum. But emo
No.
Spider-Man is in the third Spider-Man movie, if that makes you feel better.
Eh? I still go back to that other god-awful friggin' Spider-Man 3 movie, so...
Well, he's there. He's here in this movie. Emo in Europe. Yep, that should have been the name. Emo in Europe.
That's my favorite James Bond movie.
I'm sorry, that movie was so boring. That second Spider-Man movie, I wasn't in it. They all felt weird. All the characters felt off. But, you know, it makes sense because Nick Fury was actually an alien in disguise, so that made sense at least. But it also feels
I
like
shrugged my
Samuel
shoulders
Jackson
at
is
all
just phoning it in for all of his stuff recently anyway. He's like, well, got another job. Might as well milk this for all it's got, I guess. Doesn't it feel that way with any movie you've seen him in recently related to Marvel? That he's just phoning it in for his stuff?
Who, Jackson?
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't watched
That's because what he really wants is to be in a Star Wars movie. He gave an interview recently saying that that's what he wants most of all right now, is to be in another Star Wars project.
Maybe they should do maybe they should do what he survived being thrown out of the window in that movie, because he got thrown out the window, right? We didn't see the body.
Yeah, but if you do, I mean, he was basically the first person that Anakin got killed as a Sith Lord, so if you bring him back, it kind of takes away from that.
Yeah, but it would be funny because they've done this before.
I guess that's true. Here's the thing. If you're a Star Wars character and you fall down a bottomless pit, there's a pretty good chance that you'll survive.
I know, that's why I'm saying I think this would work. I think we could just do it. I was defeated by some punk and now I'm just depressed out in space.
And now you can't do that. If you bring a character back and make them depressed, the fans get mad.
True. My favorite scene from Tom Holland's Spider-Man is still him and Michael Keaton in the car. That was the first one. Secret Invasion confirms Jackson's phoning it in. IMO. Yeah, he is. He's so done with Marvel. Like he's
Jackson's,
like, why am I here for the Marvels? Why am I even in this movie with ladies we have to prop up because their characters are boring?
Jackson is in the same boat as everybody else.
Why
in the
have we
world.
been setting up Kang? We should have been setting up Galactus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't they completely reverse course on making Kang the new big bad?
I don't know. 'Cause like I've said, I've completely tuned out on anything that's been going on in the
Is what I
recent
have
stuff.
heard.
But
I don't
anyway,
know. I wish I
guess
had
it's
more of an opinion on the MCU.
I guess it's I'm not 100% right. I guess I technically did like the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, technically. But that's only because the bar was so low, guys. The bar is...
Well, the reason why you probably liked it, or at least liked it better than anything else that came out, is that it's like a holdover from the pre-Endgame storylines.
Mm-hmm.
I was told I should watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're good. I like the
It's
music.
fine, you know.
I mean, what are you gonna do when you take a tier C team? I mean, I feel like this is what they did. They took a bunch of characters that nobody cared for and made them interesting. So.
That's what James Gunn does.
Mm-hmm. Which is why it makes me slightly concerned for Superman, but the casting call doesn't look so bad for what he's set up so far. So maybe there's some hope.
I have not read anything about that movie yet.
Like, are they starting, like... I know that they canceled the DCEU, basically, but are they starting from square one with a Superman movie?
I think they're starting square one from a Superman movie, yeah.
So they're rebooting it the same way they rebooted it the last time with a Superman movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Well, that's how you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have
Superman Legacy 2005.
Yeah, from what I know, they have a whole cast already picked out for the Superman. So I am assuming they're starting with Superman.
Unless it's gonna connect to the recent Batman movies, but I'm pretty sure those were already told. Those were already said to be not canon with the DC AU or DC EU.
Yeah.
I prefer the AU anyways.
Everybody's like, it's everybody else's fault. Blue Beetle's bombed, and I'm like, they picked the most random character out of everything. And then they said we're rebooting in the universe after this, but he's still kind of involved in it, but not really. And like, what did you expect? That everybody was gonna go see the movie?
Some of the names are real that are cast for the Superman, like the characters that are going to be in the movie are. I don't know, if you're rebooting the universe, is Mr. Terrific somebody you really want to bring out right away?
No. I don't know. It's James Gunn. That's why I say I don't fucking know with this man. One time he can make something good, and then he's all like, yeah, I'm good. And then he makes something kind of mediocre.
Like Lex Luthor, yeah, I really want to see a different Superman villain, but
that was the worst part of the DCEU was Lex Luthor.
I just want to see them, like, Superman, he doesn't have the best rogues gallery, but he's got some heavy hitters in there they could use that you could write a movie around.
Well, I think it's also interesting that how many villains and stuff were created from the old Justice League and Batman and Superman shows. They could pull up and use all those characters for villains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they own those because they made them for an animated show.
I'm trying to think of what one they made for Superman. No Mercy was made for Superman. Livewire. Why am I freaking blanking on the Superman villains in the cartoon now?
Brainiac?
No, Brainiac was a comic character. I'm trying to think of the ones that weren't comic characters first. They made specifically for the cartoon. I know Livewire, Mercy, Luminous. That's all I can think of at the moment. But no, back to the other point of Superman's rogues gallery outside of Luthor. Yeah, Brainiac. How there hasn't been unless there has been and I missed it, there hasn't been a Brainiac movie yet.
I don't think there's been any direct I'm sure there's been like his symbol thrown around and stuff, but I don't think Brainiac himself has ever shown up in the live action stuff.
You could do Metallo. I mean, he's not like a freaking... Brainiac is the antagonist in the Kill the Justice League game. But the game is terrible. Okay. I'm also thinking movies, not necessarily because with games, Brainiac's the...
I thought the Justice League was the antagonist in that game. If that's not true, I think I know what the problem is then.
Brainiac was also the villain in Injustice 2, which was just fine, so... And they hyped him up perfectly fine. But you could do Metallo. I mean, I'd lose my shit if they had made a Mixia Spitlick movie. They somehow made him the main villain in a Superman movie. That'd just be A-okay with me.
They're gonna jump straight into Brainiac 5. I can feel it.
Darkseid is full MCU parody? Do you mean parody? That is funny though. You brought up Darkseid. I loved everybody who saw the MCU. They saw Thanos, and then Darkseid came afterwards on the movies, and they're like, "Oh, Darkseid, that's a ripoff of Thanos." And it's like, no, it's not. If anything, Thanos was a ripoff of Darkseid. But we're gonna ignore all that.
That's not true. I've never seen Darkseid use a helicopter.
I'm trying to think of the Justice League showdown to see if he actually was in a helicopter at one point.
It's like, okay, so while I do not like Teen Titans Go, I do think it is hilarious that they have Weird Al voicing Darkseid. That I will give them.
Really?
Yeah, they had Weird Al voicing Darkseid. He had like a gravelly voice. They're like, "Here's a lozenge, sir." It's like, why aren't you trembling? It's like, oh, you're not scary anymore. Yeah, you sound like Weird Al Yankovic. Ah, yes, the most evil of song minstrels.
My stomach hurts.
There's also Kid Thanos, torments every birthday. Darkseid would never. Yeah, Darkseid is too busy trying to fend off Santa every year. This is true facts.
No other Darkseid nobody else will ever be able to pull off Darkseid like Michael Ironside did. And I will go to my grave with that one. At least I have the right person in my head, please.
Hang on. I'm going to Wikipedia Darkseid, and then we'll see who has portrayed him.
Alright, it is Ironside that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Randomly, people are bringing up Sinbad all of a sudden. I, too, remember the time where DreamWorks went hard on the 2D animation. Boy, now I'm sad. Because there's no more 2D animation.
What if they made a brand new villain? They do it well. I've got no problem with them making a brand new villain.
Guys, Prince of Egypt has no standing of being as cool as it was.
It's not just like... It's like no one is making 2D movies anymore, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Well, the direct-to-DVD DCAU. That's about the only 2D movies I can think of that are still being made.
Well, I think it's funny because, at least in the DC animated universe, at least that stuff is good some of the time.
Some of the time.
How is it that their animated shit is better than their live action shit? I don't get it.
The only issue with the AU is a lot of quantity there, and for every Under the Red Hood you get a Hush.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a hit or miss, really is.
But at least it's still better than their live action shit. Even their misses are better than their live action shit.
I don't know, Hush was pretty bad.
Okay.
I hated that
I
one.
believe you. I honestly have not watched much recently.
Well, nobody cares about spoilers of a movie that's from, I believe, 2016.
They did the Killing Joke too. I know they did a bad Killing Joke.
They did do the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
The actual Killing Joke part was good. It was all the shit around it that was fucking abysmal.
I managed to save a child from watching that movie. You're welcome. That is the one good thing I will always do.
Right.
One good thing
Guys,
I did.
I'm losing my connection, so I'm gonna head out.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
hanging
Good night,
out.
everybody.
For chill streams. Bye, Azure. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, Killing
Chill
Joke. Killing Joke. So yeah, my story is like there was a dad who was about to buy the Killing Joke for his like 7 or 8-year-old child, and I'm like, sir, do you know that there is like a rape scene in this movie that you probably should not let the child see? And he's like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't buy that then. Yes, do not.
I found when I worked at a video store, not necessarily to describe what was in the movie, just tell them the rating of the movie before they buy it.
Mm.
And if you flat out told him it's an R-rated movie, he probably would have. Which, I know it's not common knowledge amongst, like,
Well,
normal
the
people,
problem
but
is like
it's,
this. I thought at the point. I thought so. Usually for higher rated stuff, my well, I don't know if he like looked at the thing either, but I was like, usually my computer stops people and asks for their ID for anything that's rated R and stuff like that. However, for this, it didn't do that, which might could only mean is that things are, you know, being stupid because, haha, it's an animated thing. It can't be that bad.
there's no adult animated, so the animation's for kids!
Yeah, animation's for kids.
I can't remember the last time there was an official PG DC animated universe movie.
Wasn't it Teen Titans Go? The movies?
Is that canon to the animated universe though?
Yeah,
Or is that a one-off?
I'm pretty sure that's canon.
Oh, then alright, I got egg on my face.
I'm pretty sure. As much as I hate to say it, I'm pretty sure the Teen Titans Go is canon to the universe because, haha,
Eh.
the creators of that are pretty much. You want to know what's like so aggravating too? Is that the writers who do Teen Titans Go? I love that the last joke in the Go movies is that they're gonna do the next regular Teen Titans season. That's the joke constantly. I know. It's sad. Anyway. So you want to know what like aggravates the frig out of me is the fact that the Teen Titan Go writers are actually decent at writing because they also wrote the Mario movie.
I wouldn't say the Mario movie was.
I'm not saying like
decently
it's.
written.
I'm not saying it's like peak writing or anything, but it just shows that they can put a competent movie together if they wanted to.
Competent is a good word to describe the Mario movie. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had my issues with that one.
Like they know how to make sure all of the references and stuff are there. LOL,
Yes.
no. The ask your parents where baby come from credits. Yeah. Oh, that joke, yeah.
No, the Mario movie was filled with references and nods to the games and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they bastardized 90% of the actual characters.
Yeah. But
and
I
made them
mean,
completely different what they were in the games.
I mean, what can you do when you have to write them for the celebrity actors that they get and that one no-name chick who plays Peach?
I have no problem with Peach kicking ass. I have a problem with her when
I have a problem that they didn't
personality-
use a voice actor for her. It's like, if
Oh,
you're
I got
gonna-
a problem with that. They didn't use voice actors for any of them.
it's like, it's
Except
fine.
for
And I'm like, I have no problem. It's like,
Martinet.
you want a celebrity voice actor, fine, whatever. It's like, but if you're gonna use some no-name celebrity, to do a character, then at least get a fucking voice actor, you know? At least hire a fucking voice actor to be Peach. Her voice is too deep to be Peach, A. That still pisses me off.
Yeah, Peach also has a very high-pitched squeal voice.
It's like, I'm
She's
not
also
saying she should have matched her, like, video game name or anything. Or, I mean, a video game voice. But at least her voice should have been higher pitched. Because as someone with a higher pitched voice, it constantly annoys me. It's like, oh, you're not a real whammon if your voice isn't low and sounds like a whammon.
Eh?
Sounds like a mature whammon because you don't want to be mistaken for a child. It's
I
like,
don't know.
I'm sorry.
I've
This is just
never mistaken you for a child, so.
you would be the first.
I mean, I think we're on stream talking about freaking video game and comic book movies, so our tastes are do tend to go more towards adolescent stuff, but I've assumed we sounded like grown adults and didn't sound like freaking children.
I just don't like it. Well, it's just it comes from like being like VTuber and stuff in general. Like a lot of people like to be rude to people to girls with higher pitched voices. So it's like it's more of the I get annoyed when they take a character who has a higher pitched voice and they make it lower to be haha, this is definitely a mature adult and not a young person now. At least that's what I feel like they do all the time for these kind of situations.
I don't know what they were going for with Peach in the movie.
It's
As
like
far as her voice or character or any of that.
It's like I don't get what they were doing with her. It doesn't make any sense. And everybody's like, it's like, what, Peach? And I'm like, you all do know that Peach does do things, right? It's like, sure, she gets kidnapped a lot, but that's only because that's the kink she and Mario are into. I mean, what? No, I would never go with that theory.
Mario pulls her aside. Hey, why don't you have Bowser kidnap you for a week? I'll help you out and just do it for me this time, please.
No, like that's like the joke that like goes around on the internet that it's all just a sex thing between the three of them because all of the props and stuff look like a stage play. Were they doing Pauline? Maybe.
The role playing.
Yeah, they were all just role playing because it's like the old Mario things. Everything is a set piece. Like if you look at all of the way that everything is designed, it's all set pieces. It's all like a play.
That's the whole play. That's the whole friggin' gist of Mario 3.
Yeah.
Starts with the curtains raising, and then it ends with the curtains closing.
Yeah, so like all of this stuff is a play. So everybody's thinking like, wait, guys, what if that just means that all of this is an act? That all of this is just Peach, Bowser, and Mario is just like thing they have going on between them.
They've been fucking with everybody in the Nintendo universe. Nintendo now needs to make a game that has both Mario and Bowser as the villains, and you have to go after them with all the other Nintendo oh wait, they already did that. Never mind.
Guys, wait.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, guys, wait. What if we've been reading this all wrong? What if it's not Peach and Mario that's in the relationship? What if it's Mario and Bowser that are in the relationship? That this is all their thing and Peach is just helping their relationship.
I think you just pleased a lot of people listening.
Yeah. It's like,
giving a lot of theories out there that I think a lot of people can get behind.
yeah, what if that's the thing? What if, because think about it. Mario and Bowser are much more involved with each other in every game than Mario and Peach ever were. Except for maybe Mario Sunshine.
Has there ever been a game that Mario has gone after Bowser with Peach not even being involved in the slightest?
I don't know. Was there?
I'm trying to think of one. I cannot think of one.
I can't think of one either.
So my joke goes right out the window, so never mind. Forget I ever said that.
Peach, yeah, so my theory stands. Peach is just helping them out with their relationship problems.
Bowsette is to spice things up. Bowsette is cursed.
Yeah. Bowsette is the spice to the relationship.
Bowsette is a curse.
It is.
We will not speak of that.
Bowsette is a bopping song on YouTube. You should listen to it sometime.
Speaking of bopping songs, what the hell is Duck Simulator playing right now?
Whatever's on the radio. Hey, wait, when did
Apparently.
the flamingo get in the pool?
It got knocked in by one of the ducks when we weren't paying attention.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't decided to do any lore with the ducks this session.
Mm-hmm. I know, right?
when Cherry-
Bouzette is the real wife.
Who is the real waifu? Did they just make female versions of every single character
Probably.
now in the Mario thing? You got Bouette, Bowsette. I think Toadette is actually an official one, which is I think is what spawned
Yeah.
all this.
Yep, Toadette is an official one.
Yoshette.
Wouldn't that just be Toadette? But
But Yoshi.
yeah.
I mean, I guess technically Mario and Luigi have Peach and Daisy, but they're not really the same character.
They gave fans an inch and they took a mile. Yeah.
Now, where does Wario and Waluigi fit into all this?
Well, they made Wapeach recently, so.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So I guess Daisy is coming next.
Maybe.
I'm giving them ideas now. Although if they made Peach already, then Daisy is right around the corner. At this point, I don't even think Wario is a Mario character anyways. He's kind of got his own thing going on now.
Wario was just supposed to be evil Mario.
I mean, they gave the fans a centimeter and they took them kilometer. We are not familiar with your strange measuring systems.
What is that weird black magic you speak of?
That's meter, centimeter, centimeter. Okay, that's enough.
Dang, the Niji Sanji crap is still coming out, even at this moment as I speak to you. More stuff is being uploaded. Apparently they were hiring students as managers. Holy shit. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to another controversy that happened that kind of got swept under the rug, but it was bad enough to have the guy delete his Twitter. So Jello Apocalypse, you may or may not know him from doing such videos as this is basically whatever, like this is basically.
I only know him from a video you told me to watch.
Yeah,
and then I subscribed to him in YouTube, and I haven't watched anything from him since.
And Dogs in Love. So I think he's a general funny person, but the thing he basically has gotten himself probably run off the internet. It'll probably be a while before he's allowed back, since I thought it was just that he was saying he just didn't like a series that he was working on, But the fact that he also called the... Oh, are we talking about the Flappy Bird? Oh, no, my bad. Yeah. Now we're talking about Jellopocalypse. I hope he learns from the situation, because when I went through it and I really read what he said, oh boy. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad what he said. And it wasn't cool. So he was like going on and on about, he was like being like really narcissistic too. Which is also not a cool look. So they decided to work on a dub, and this dub was basically pro bono a lot, because they didn't really want to do a dub for this in the first place, because it's a 2007 anime, right? They just wanted to like do subtitles for it and get it done and over with, but someone was a big fan of it, and so they wanted to get it dubbed. And so I think, so a lot of people ended up working on the scripts and stuff for that pro bono. And as they were going through this thing, Jellopocalypse and his friendo, I think, I'm not sure how close they are. They're his best friend, maybe? I don't know. They both decided, oh, this series is shit. And this is where I would tell somebody, stop. You are already not getting paid for this work. You should walk away from it. You should not continue to work on it and do it if you do not like it. This is where I say you should have stopped right there. But they did not stop right there. What they decided to do is they decided that we're going to change stuff in the scripts, and we are going to make it better than what it was. We are going to fix all the problems with it. And I was like, uh-oh. Because while I have never watched a Red Lovely Complex, I do distinctly remember this one being a well-regarded one for the rom-coms that were out at the time. I remember this being a relatively popular one, and at least relatively well-received. So all I could think about it was, uh-oh, the more and more that he said things like this, reading through his stuff, but it got worse. So not only did he say you didn't like the anime and he thought that the manga was trash, he also said, gee, the main character is a psychopath, and the author must be a psychopath too for writing such a thing. And I was like, oh no, that's not cool, dude. That's well, needless to say, he's made many fans angry. Many a fan were angry. Supposedly, it got him quote-unquote fired from ever working on such stuff again. They were like, he does not speak for us, blah, blah, blah. We won't be working with this contractor ever again because of his gross misconduct or whatever. It was more of, they were saying the way that he was bragging about doing. Not that they made the changes in themselves to the lines in the show, but rather the fact that he was bragging about it is what really got him in trouble. So everybody's like, so you're saying that it doesn't matter that they made these changes to the anime rather than, you know, him being a braggart about it? That's the problem? Just him being a jackass? That's what really got him from? Yeah, he tried to force his own ghost story situation. Yeah, that's what he did. And it was bad. It was terrible. And I don't think his Twitter exists anymore. It doesn't look like it exists anymore. So whatever happened.
I just tried Googling him and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. So my guess is he got a lot of backlash for what he said, which is appropriate because what he said was actually pretty disgusting. And I personally think I'm going to try to say this tastefully so nobody gets what I'm saying in the bad, right? I do not like it when people hide behind trans rights to be an asshole. Because I think they went and rewrote a character as trans who wasn't trans, because I'm like thinking back at this time period, I don't think a Japanese person would actually write a trans character, at least not in a rom-com, I don't think. I mean, I haven't read it, like I said, so I don't know for sure if that was a situation with this character, but like he really put emphasis on that part of it, and I was like, dude, and I'm like, you really shouldn't use people to say trans rights and to be a dick about the things that you did, and to bash an author's work. And I'm like, don't do that. And I'm like, if you just don't like something, just don't do it. Don't be a dick about it. Don't force your don't try to be a ghost story situation. And also I listened to the dub things, the dub like compilation that they put together. It sounds so bad. It sounds terrible. His voice acting in particular is really bad. For the character
Who's a
he
better
played.
voice actor?
What?
Him?
Yeah, he
Or
was a
me?
voice. He was a voice actor into it. Jello was a voice actor in this thing.
Yes.
I don't know what
Who is-
character he was playing, but it was terrible actually listening to the dub of this.
Who is a better voice actor though? Him or me?
I think Orgo's a better voice actor on the count of
Wow.
at least you try to get into character. You try. That's the point. You tried. I don't know. Jello was just talking like this all over the place because he could, because this is apparently what the character is.
I'm pretty sure that was my cadence as well.
Yeah. But he was doing this a lot in the voice acting that he was doing. This is not what I do not think that this is a good thing for a professional animated dub, unless you were trying to actually be funny for some time. But anyway, yeah. If I get canceled for saying that, oh well, I don't believe in being mean to people for whatever reason. I do not like it when people try to use other people as their because Jello Apocalypse is, I think, he has a boyfriend, I think, and I'm like, but he's such a but for him to use trans rights is a bit far for him to be using as a step. It's like, I just don't know how to word this to say what I mean, what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm getting across what I mean, what I'm saying. I just don't like it when people speak for other people, you know? And they claim
I get what you're putting down.
Yeah. And they claim, like, we spoke to all of our XYZ friends, and I'm like, but they also do not have the voice for all of the people's opinions on such situations. I know for a fact that a lot of people will also speak out about, it's like, no, from the time period that this is from, you should not censor the stuff from that time period because it's backwards to try and pretend that the shit that went down didn't go down, you know?
I don't know. I don't watch anything on TV that's before the year 2000.
This is from 2007. It has the same energy as Star Wars saying there's a gay relationship in this film, but it's a background kiss that they can edit out in other countries. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's people who are trying to say, look at me, I'm the good guy, I am fighting for your rights. without actually doing anything. And that's what he comes off as, personally, in my opinion. And I think people like that are not cool. Like, I would never advocate to say I understand what other people go through, or how other people feel about things. I can only tell people how I feel about things and be as nice to other people as possible. And I think that's the only way we can live our life. And I'm like, hey. And I'm like, and I also try to understand.
Opposite.
Yeah, I try to understand.
I don't do anything unless I get everybody's opinion on it.
No, I don't get nobody's opinions on anything.
Let's this person.
I will try to understand where the other person is coming from as best as possible, but that doesn't mean that my opinions on things change, you know? And that is just how life works, and that's how we get through life. And we know that things just don't work the way people think they do. And it's just how we can have the opinions like all politicians suck. They are all awful. Boo, politicians. And that's what I feel Jello Apocalypse has been like lately. I feel like he's been a politician. All talk and no action.
Ooh.
Boo. Politicians, boo.
Ooh. Hurtful words.
I know, it's okay, guys. I'm ready. I'll be canceled one of these days for my very strong opinions of let's just be nice to each other, guys. And
hey, sometimes getting canceled works for your career.
I know, who knows? Maybe this is what'll get me popular, and then all of the people will come in. People all will come in and they'll say all the racist things in my chat, and then I'll be forced to ban people. It'll be a time.
Your chat will turn to a cesspool.
It'll be a cesspool.
Your chat will become a cesspool of hatred and lies.
When that comes to
That's
it,
that's a Pennsylvania line.
when that comes to it, maybe I will have to give Koala power, and Koala will have to ban people. Koala, would you be up for that? In the case Cherry becomes popular, I'm not giving anybody mod status at the moment. I think I have enough mod. You'll only be allowed to stream on Kick, but you'll be making big. Oh, I haven't streamed on Kick in a while.
I was gonna say, have you even been on Kick lately?
No, I haven't, because I haven't been doing any multi-streams, because that takes a bit to set up. I've just been lazy. I've just been too lazy to multi-stream lately, so they'll return and in greater numbers. That's true. I like talking about this hypothetical situation where Cherry becomes a popular streamer.
You're more popular than I am.
I like how there's only two.
Much.
I like how there's only two versions of streamers. There's you're no one, or you're so popular you can live off streaming. That are the only. I'm a lazy mod, but I can ban. Well, thank you, Koala. If it ever gets to the point where Cherry has too many people in chat, you will probably be upgraded to mod, because I can trust you. You're here. You hang out. I feel like we vibe. You get what I'm putting down. You know the things that I do not stand for. I mean, I feel like I let the people get away with a lot of shit, but in general, my thing is, you can be mean to me. You can say hurtful things to me. I don't mind. As long as you don't mind me saying hurtful things back to you. And I'm like...
And she will.
Yeah, I will. I will say hurtful things.
She certainly will say hurtful things.
I will. I agree. It's like, yeah. People could be rude to me, but if you're rude to the people on my guests on my stream, or in people in chat, then they gotta go. That's my one rule, pretty much.